Welcome back to the show. Now, today I'm taking a special request from one of my Facebook friends. I asked the question on my Facebook page, what did you want me to cook today or grill on the show? And I am taking this request from Krystle Marie. She wanted to know how to do a lemon chicken without drying it out. Well, today, Krystle, you're in luck because I am going to show you how to do the perfect, flavorful, most amazing chicken on the grill that you've ever tasted. And I'm going to show you the secret to keeping it moist. So without further ado, that's right, let's get to it. And we are back. So one of the first things we are going to do, we are going to spatchcock this chicken. Spatchcock is basically, we're going to cut this bone out the back and open it up. And I'll show you exactly how we're going to do that. You're going to take some nice sharp shears. You're going to go down the back, going to cut one part of the bone, and then we're going to go and do the same thing to the other side. And then we're going to take this, set it aside. We're going to then flip our chicken over and fold it just as such. We want this to stay tucked just like that. And now we have this spatch. So we are back. And the first thing we want to do is we want to get our chicken oiled down. And the reason we want to oil this down is because we want this seasoning to stick to here. We don't want the seasoning to be falling off. We want this seasoning to adhere to this chicken. And I am going to use my Texas rub that I made. I'll post a link for this Texas rub recipe that we did with our that we did last week with our grilled chicken. So we're going to generously get this on here, and we want to make sure we get every nook and cranny. We even want to open this leg up and get it in between here, because we want to season every part of this. And then we are going to turn this over, and we are going to do the same to the inside. Oil this down because we want this seasoned all the way through. We're going to do the same, season the inside of this, making sure we season everything, get every nook and cranny. Okay. Now this does not have a lot of salt. This is more of a pepper-based seasoning, which is our Texas seasoning. It's more of a pepper-based seasoning. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to put this in a vacuum sealer. We're going to put this in a vacuum sealer. We're going to take some lemon and some rosemary. We're going to stuff it in there. And we are going to add some more oil to this, and we're going to let this marinate for a minimum of 3 hours. A minimum of 3 hours. You can do it overnight. You get a lot more flavor. But for the sake of this, we're going to let it marinate for like 3 hours. I'll be right back. And so the next thing we're going to do, hopefully it can fit in our bag. There we go. We got it in here. We're going to take it. We're going to put it in here. And then we are going to take our lemon and squeeze some of this lemon juice in here. Then we are going to take our lemons and we are going to layer them on top of here. We're going to flip this over and we're going to do the same thing on the back. Then we're going to take some rosemary, a couple sprigs on both, put it in the back. We're going to turn it over to the front and we are going to do the same thing. Take this rosemary and put it in here. And then we're going to take our oil. We're going to hold this up. I'm going to put this oil in here. Just as such. I'm using olive oil. You can also use canola oil. And then the last thing we're going to do, we're going to bring this over and we are going to seal this. You see how this is? It's nice and sealed so that those juices are locked in. And we are going to let this marinate for at least a minimum of 3 hours. You can do it. So we're outside and I am smoking this. Well, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to smoke this for about 1 hour. Now, this is the process. This is one step that I'm going through. You don't have to go through this step. Also, if you don't have a pellet grill, which I'm using, which is the Traeger pellet grill, you can still use a regular charcoal grill. Make sure your coal is at, make sure your temperature is around 200 to 250, right in between there. And we're going to smoke this for about an hour. And then after an hour, we're going to crank this up to about 375. And we're going to cook this until we have an internal temperature of 165 degrees. Now, Krystle, that is the key to moist chicken. It's not how long you cook it, but it's making it reach that internal temperature of 165 degrees. So we're at 197, which is good. We're going to crank this up because right now we're at the smoking point. We're going to take our chicken and we're going to lay it right here on the grill. And as I stated, I'm going to take these lemons and I'm going to place them right here, and then right up under here on that breast, just to get it some more of that lemon flavor. We're going to let this smoke for 1 hour, and after 1 hour we are going to come back and see exactly where we are with that smoke. It should have some nice color on it after 1 hour, and then hey, we're going to crank this bad boy up and let it finish cooking for about 2 hours or until it reaches an internal temperature of 165 degrees. I'll be right back. So our chicken has been on for about an hour, starting to get some color, but what we're going to do is we're going to stick our thermometer in here and we're going to crank this up to about 400 degrees. That way we can get some real color, we can get that richness and that crispy skin. So we are back. Looking at our temperature, we're at 146, so we got a little ways to go, but let's take a look at it. We get some nice color on here, as you can see. Nice skin starting to crisp up, nice and crispy. So we're gonna let this go for probably about another, it's been out here for about an hour, so we're gonna let it go for another 30 to 40 minutes and we'll come back, take a look at it, and we should be ready to go. All right, we are back and our probe is at 165. So we have a perfect temperature for our chicken. Now, let's unveil it. So our chicken is all done. It's been resting for about 10 to 15 minutes. And what we are going to do, we are going to transfer this to here. And we are going to cut this bad boy up. The skin is nice and crispy. And we are going to cut it up and we're going to set it on our tray. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to cut the thighs. So you have that. We're going to come around and you just cut right into here. And then we are going to come right in and cut there. Turn around. Want to find that. We have our two thighs, our two legs. Then we're going to come around. And we're going to get in there. We're going to get that wing. So we got one wing. And what you want to do, you want to come around in there and you want to feel for that bone. And once you feel it, you can go on, cut into it. So we got our two wings, two legs, two thighs. And I'm going to come here and cut right down the middle. And we're going to open this up a little. And we're going to feel for that bone. This is still nice and warm and hot rather. And oh my God, this is nice and moist. Now, I am going to go in for one of my favorite parts, which is the wing. Nice, crispy, and oh, a lemon flavor. Let's see. Oh. Look, y'all. This. This is freaking money, y'all. Look. Oh my goodness. That lemon flavor is coming through. You taste that rosemary. Oh my God. But as always, thanks for joining me. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit that subscribe, that like, and that notification bell. That way you stay up to date on the next video that's coming out. And until then, have a good one and happy eating. Peace out.